hold up. Is this thing even on? The YouTube doesn't tell me it's on. Well, it's on now. Whatever. Anyway, I say the missions. That's what I say. I don't know if that cut off somewhere. I guess YouTube starts the stream sometimes whenever it feels like. But the idea is doing missions and what's the other special condition even? See, those two things. Starting with missions. I already did a couple. Well, by a couple I mean 10. But these other ones require international A. Oh, this starts as actual races. 3-lap battle. All of these were only like a single corner, but these ones are actual full-blown races. Well, I don't know how hard they are gonna be. I've been told that they can become pretty hard. So this one is the New York street circuit on whatever that is. It's an old Toyota. Alright. So I'm supposed to win this in 3 laps. Well, I cannot imagine it being easy. Maybe... Oh, it's definitely not gonna be easy with this thing. Okay. This thing understeers like crazy. Well, I guess you would expect from a car like this, but you also have the penalty, the 5-second penalty in case you do a hard hit. Well, in that case, I gotta be very careful because this track in particular, well, you can already see the track layout in the minimap. It has a lot of very sharp corners. I mean, they are 90-degree corners. Can I even do it? This thing just seems a little bit too slow. And 3 laps doesn't seem like a whole lot of time. I will assume that the cars ahead of me are slower than my car, but even then that's 27 seconds. That's not a show. But it also doesn't help that the acceleration on this thing is not ideal either. It's really possible. Maybe the objective wasn't getting first. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming the objective is always to get first, but there is also no tire wear, I just realized. Well, no tire wear and no fuel usage. And maybe this might not work, because it seems like I'm gonna complete a lap and haven't really gained anything on the other guy. By the other guy, I mean the one that's in first place. So that would be a little bit of a big change compared to the previous events. Like the previous events that were a single corner were extremely free to win, but this one I wouldn't call it that. But we will see first of all if... Okay, I gain a lot of time on that final corner. But that's pretty much the only place I could gain time. Every other corner, well, and especially if I get a penalty, it's not gonna go anywhere, but... Like, doing a track like this with this car is suffering. It really is. At least I gotta say I like the way the car looks, but I would also like to like the way the car drives. But that is a problem in itself. That being said, I am definitely gaining on the guys in front, but that penalty might cost me the race. It seems like these missions are made so you cannot really make a big mistake like that. Well, not if you want to win, and as I say, I'm assuming winning is the pass condition here. I think you are passing otherwise. Another thing to keep in mind is that here, it's not like you can get a better car. This is the best car you're gonna get. It doesn't get better than this one, because you cannot pick. It's a mission for a reason. This does seem like an issue. Also, that car in front of me right now is the one that I use in the old car competition, right? Like it's the Nissan Skyline. The Skyline from like the 60s. So what's the time differential here? 16. Well, I'm definitely not gonna get first place, but second place I can probably do it. Because the thing is that, for what I've seen, these events don't really track the result. They track if you pass them or not. But that's the thing. Will being inside the podium count as passing? Or do you need to win no matter what? I probably should have read the description, because it's probably something that the description says very easily, but I didn't, so my bad. Careful. These corners are torture. They are already annoying even with a car that drives better, but with this thing, really take them in slow motion. Second place is guaranteed here. There is no doubt I can get second place, unless a major mistake happens, which I doubt it. There's only one corner remaining, so second place is there. First place, let's assume I didn't have the time penalty. It wouldn't have been enough either. So I'm not sure if I need to get first place. Not sure what type of strat I will have to do here. Because those seconds of difference are not very few, they are a lot. But we will see if this counts. I think you are not gonna get the A-spec points if you don't win, but you might beat the mission. Let's see. Maybe yes, maybe not. I don't know. What is it? I don't think it counted as beaten, but hey, I wanna check. Let's see. No. You gotta win. Him. That's messed up. Alright, I'm not gonna repeat that, but I wanna see if another mission is easier. At least this one seems to use racing cars. Well, it says that it's a tough mission, but yeah, you use the Ford GT. This is the car that shows up in the intro and in the main menu. I think that the director of this game, this might be his favorite car. It's a pretty cool car. It's supposed to be the modern version of the Ford GT. Well, modern for the time. It's the 2005 version. Oh, and the main opponent is a Dodge Viper. That's interesting. Supposed to be a show-off of American brands. Well, not only the first place is a Viper, this guy in front of me is also a Viper. Huh. Are all of my opponents a Dodge Viper or what? Actually, wait, no, it isn't. This one is... I thought that because of the colors it was a Viper. No, this is a different thing. I don't know what it is. Not sure what I'm looking at. Actually, it is a Viper. I mean, the rear didn't look like it, but the front easily looks like one, so... That's weird. Maybe it's this version of the Racing Dodge Viper has more stuff on the back. I think the previous missions definitely do not prepare you for this. Here you gotta be like excellent at driving, while in the other ones you just needed to to use your fingers. Like that's it. You didn't even need to be good. That's you are not recovering from that. Well, you're allowed to go off track, though. So are you theoretically allowed to? Well, the corkscrew is not a good point to try to skip, but well, maybe we should start with the special condition events then, and maybe leave these missions for later. That sign should say I don't know. I was too busy looking at me going off track, but yeah, how is it going, Wasabi? I guess a special condition it is. So these are rally, like all of these are rally tracks. But is this on asphalt? Guess isn't this track? Well, it is on asphalt. Not sure if this car will be the proper one. I mean, I'm assuming it is. But yeah, these are asphalt rally tracks. We still don't get into dirt. Oh yeah, it's the same one as last time. I could even bring the Nismo to this one instead of this NSX. Yeah, here you're gonna overtake without issue. I guess on the next race I'm gonna bring the Nismo here. Slightly slower than this one. So it's also more stable on corners. Okay, this one kinda dances around a little bit. Now this track is also, I mean, I don't think it's as hard as the previous one that showed up in the special condition events, but you can see that at the end of the track there are two chicanes that are extremely messed up. It feels weird to play something like this with a car that clearly overpowers everyone else, and then you have the other missions where power is not gonna save you. It's all down to skill. Well, to skill. In reality, your car is probably more overpowered than all of the other ones, which is the reason why you can even overtake them like it's nothing, but yeah. I've also been told that apparently beating these two events actually gives you a good car as a reward. Might be the case. I also think that's just like I did with Gran Turismo 3. Instead of playing them one in the normal way and another one in reverse. I should play them all in normal first and then all of them in reverse. I think that will be the right call, maybe. Actually, you know what card that I could bring for this? Is that Lancer Evo that I purchased as the first card. The problem with that one is that if the idea is getting A-spec points, the horsepower of that thing is a lot. It's just that it's not the horsepower that's the problem. It's the fact that it has a lot of mileage. So yeah, not much you can do there. And I feel like the Nismo will still be probably a little bit too overpowered for this. I think. Because it's slower than this car, but not by much. I think that I will still obliterate this other participant here. That will be bad. I don't want to obliterate them too badly. I could try the DeLorean, but I feel like that one also is gonna be too slow. I could give it an attempt. That corner is lethal. Still didn't really do any hard crash against it, but still quite lethal. So this is a very, very pretty looking track. Very, very pretty. That was a wash. Poor guy didn't stand a chance. So, yeah, I mean, this is quite a powerful car. So, let me see if I have something more balanced for this. Aside from the Nismo. The Nismo will be the first choice, but I also want to see what other events do you have. You still have a couple of them on easy, though these ones will probably require you to get specific tires. Yeah, well, that's not a problem. You can purchase tires with no issue. Well, first I want to see in my garage. The DeLorean has 200 horsepower. The Evo 264. Well, the triathlon thing, you cannot really use it. The Lotus will be, I guess, a not so bad choice. Nike is also a special one. I'm gonna try the DeLorean. It might be too slow though. Wait, where is the Nismo, by the way? Huh? Am I blind? Oh, here's probably where it says Nismo, yeah. Either that or I could just try the Lancer Evo. If this one is too slow, I think the Lancer Evo will be the perfect match. Oh, you already need their tires here. Hold up. Well, I guess I'm gonna go against what I said and do this race in reverse. Just to see if against these opponents this car is good enough or if you need something more spicy. This one says 68-point race, which is high. So aside from how fast this thing is, I'm also curious on how well it deals with corners and shit. Well, that and the acceleration. Well, it's pretty funny that the start of the reverse version is those two hairspins, so hard to tell how it handles the speed, but don't worry, we're fine. Oh, well, I guess the penalty didn't care about the cones. That's nice, at least. Didn't really care about those cones. Well, I don't care either. It seems that this car is exactly the same category as this one's. Maybe even a little bit faster. Well, okay. Promise that if you wanna overtake, you gotta do it clean. That will be the hard part, not really overpowering it, but rather overtaking it in a clean way will be the hard part. Also keep in mind that any hard collision against the wall will give you the same penalty. It's not just colliding against him that is dangerous. And now that I'm a little bit further from him, wonder if without the... Well, I'm at slipstream again here, I should be. See, without the slipstream it might be an issue. Okay. In these places, I probably shouldn't think of overtaking. These are not wide enough. This long straight though, unless he blocks, I should be able to overtake. See, that's the problem. Look at how he's moving. Well, getting the penalty here does not matter at all because it's on the hairpin. But yeah, like that's the thing. These guys don't give a shit. They just block you shamelessly. So you might think that what I did there in the corner is dirty. Well, it is, but he started it. He tried to block me in a straight like that. Hey, come on, you can do that. Oh, the cones. I wonder who did that. Nah, it's fine, don't worry. Not like cones have... Well, I don't think they have a hit... I mean, a hitbox in the sense that I don't think they stop your car. You know? It seems like this is the perfect car to go with these races. The only problem is that this is the last one that is asphalt, and this same car in other conditions might be bad. Well, not to mention that using a car like this to go on dirt on ice seems like a very bad idea. Well, any car that is... I mean, I'm not an expert, but this looks like a very low car. Like low as in it's too close to the ground. A car like this usually wouldn't do it in well, situations where you will be jumping around and that the terrain is completely irregular. But if my opponents are the same, and I'm assuming they will be the same, it will be a good idea. The issue is that if you purchase the dirt tires and you end up getting overpowered by the opponents, you just purchase the dirt tires for no reason, and you basically have to shove them up your ass. It's not like the dirt tires that you purchase can be used on another car. No, they have to be used in the car you purchase them for. Well, that went well though. It was a cool race at least. It was a race that wasn't clear who was gonna win. Wait, wasn't this 200 horsepower? What happened with those 3 horsepower there? Did it just run away? I don't know. Little bit weird. We need their tires for the next one and ice tires for the other one. The thing that oh, we also get the reward, yeah, of course. The reward is a rally car, really. Well, that seems a little bit exaggerated for beating that guy, but I guess the good thing about the rally car is that assuming that it already comes with dirt tires, you will be able to enter this and see what your opponent is, but at the same time, taking into account that it requires an A license and it counts as easy, I will assume that the opponents, even if they are not the same, they will be close to the same in terms of power. Alright, so this is a DeLorean, so you gotta go here. I'm gonna buy their tires for this. If it ends up being a mistake, so be it. So how expensive are they? Wow, that's pretty expensive. Actually. Very expensive. Okay, hold up. If I equip the rally car, does it already have them by default? Because if it has them by default, I can enter the championship and... well, the champion... it's not a championship. I mean, you can enter the race and see what your opponent is, and depending on that, you can make an informed decision instead of being completely in the dark. No, apparently this one... but bro, you're a rally car. Unless you have the tires, but they are just not equipped. Because, I mean, your whole purpose is to... you actually have to buy them. Well... but they are so expensive. I mean, I guess if there's any car that will use them later, it will be this one. But... I will believe in the DeLorean. I will go blind in the DeLorean here. It's probably gonna be a terrible mistake, but I don't care. Also, I was right, this is 200 horsepower. Why did it say 197 in the event? That's weird. If I'm wrong here, at least I had faith. Though this DeLorean in itself is also not really a bad idea to use in some of the American competitions, so if I upgrade this thing, it will do well. It's just that there are a lot of others that are probably a better idea. Alright, special condition. Let's see how it is. Let's see the regret happening in real time. I wanna see my face of regret. Well, it's an old rally car from 74, but it's a rally car. It's not a commercial car. Yeah, 128, I don't know about that. Well, we will see. It is true that it's a very old car. So chances are that even with all the horsepower it has, it might not do that well, but I don't know. Also, how is it going, Sunshine? Just here using a regular car against a rally car in a rally event. A fantastic choice, if you ask me. But yeah, don't worry about it. But we are fine, you know? I mean, I used one of these cars, one of these old rally cars. I used them at a license test, and they were very shit. Not saying that I can win comfortably here or anything like that, but I don't think... I mean, you can already see the fact that he hasn't overtaken me yet. Sorry, I panic a little bit. My soul left my body for just a little. Don't worry about it, we're fine. Yeah, I'm doing well. Also, how is it going, Kyle? I brought my DeLorean for a ride, you know? Do you like it? I actually spent dirt tires on this thing because I'm a moron, but I might be a moron, but I'm a moron that's gonna win this. So I will say that it wasn't that bad. I mean, if anything, the real problem is that for the harder events I will have to purchase dirt tires again, and they are expensive, but that's fine. Is that the Back to the Future car? Yes. I don't know if it's this exact DeLorean. It certainly looks like it. I mean, keep in mind that the cars might have a model that they keep releasing every year, and there's very little difference between them. But yeah, this one definitely looks like the one from, like the exact same one from there. But I cannot confirm it. My opponent is still behind me. And the interesting thing is that this was a standing start. If this had been a rolling start, I probably will be losing right now. Because the only reason why I overtook this guy is because his acceleration is dog shit. But look at him when he's actually... Well, actually, it's not like... He's not doing that much better than me, but it's hard to tell if it's because he's holding back to not crash me, or if it is for... Or if it really is that he's relatively equal in terms of speed. But right now he's too close. So... The good thing is that it seems that the tolerance for hits is very high, so you're not really gonna, you know, get penalized for these hits. That's also another thing to keep in mind. If I were to do a hard hit, I will get penalized. And getting penalized here means losing. That's the same corner that I almost crashed last time. That corner is hard. That corner is not a joke. Yeah, I'm going very, very safely here. I don't want any trouble. I have a feeling that if one of these races against this car is a rolling start, I don't think my chances of winning are gonna be very high. Maybe I'm wrong. Do keep in mind that in terms of horsepower, this my opponent's car is way better. Do you use the Cadillac? No. I don't plan on using that car, dude. Like, maybe for one of the events that specifically requires what the Cadillac offers. But for now, no. I don't feel like doing that. Wait, is that the finish line? No. Okay. I didn't decide to do anything dumb. that could be the finish line if it wanted. No, there are still 2 more hairpins. Okay. Now that's the finish line. Or well, the one afterwards. That one there. Alright. Nice. That went well, and with 28 points. I think that's probably the most amount of points that I got from from a non-mission event. What are you using for the Trump Cup? I don't know what Cup that is. But yeah. It was a good race, yeah. That's the reason why I'm using this DeLorean, because it actually is very tied with this. So all of these are ice tracks. Well, not all of them. Like these 4, I think they are them. That's a lot of ice tracks. But the thing is that if you want to do this, you also need snow tires. So that's another big amount of money to spend. But against my better judgment, I will. Well, I need to go to them. I keep going to Japan for some reason. Well, doesn't help that more than half of the cars I have are from there. Alright. Snow. Okay. Can you believe investing all this money in this shit? Really cannot be very smart. But yeah, I guess I'm not. Just the way it is. But anyways, let's go to ice. I mean, the car from this one, if they do the whole switching thing that they did in the first 2 races, yeah, like these are all old rally cars. So it's probably be similar to the other one. Well, in fact, this one says 48-point race, so apparently this car is even worse. Got a neon DeLorean in the crew too. I mean, the DeLorean is one of those cars that they will definitely use for nostalgia baiting. That's pretty clear. Don't worry about it. It's a good car. I mean, I don't know how it is from a technical standpoint, but it's pretty. And for an absolute ignorant like me, that's the only thing that matters. It's a pretty car. Yeah. Here, at least for this... Oh, he had an accident! Damn. Come on, dude. You're the one driving a rally car. I'm the one using like a regular street car, and you're the one that has an accident. I can't believe it, dude. What are you even doing? How are you letting a DeLorean beat you in a rally competition? Also, it's crazy to me the fact that they went so hard with the ice, well, the ice, I mean snow tracks. Like, they could have just put one track and be like, hey, look at this new gimmick we did, but no, they actually went ahead and put like 4 or 5. That's very nice of them. Like, for some reason I thought the only ice track in this game was Chamonix, but no, Chamonix is one of them. They are multiple. And that didn't count as a penalty. More importantly, this was extremely short compared to the previous race. Like, very, very short. Why not? But here, this kind of thing well, especially the previous race, teaches you the lesson that even with a lot of horsepower, if your car is older, it most likely won't be able to compete with a modern car, that even if it has lower horsepower. So this is Chamonix. Well, I don't know if it's pronounced Chamonix or Chamonix. Like, this is French, right? What does it say? Rallye de Chamonix. Well, it could be anything, right? I don't know. I don't think it says yet. Wait. Is this snow? I mean, that's not snow, that's asphalt. Are we using snow tires for this? Not sure that's gonna work very well though. Well, we are not popping the tires, so I guess it's doing well. But yeah, this does feel like asphalt indeed. It feels like the tires are struggling because they are not designed for asphalt. But we are about to get to the snow. You want the snow, you get the snow. Just like that. But the problem is that this is a mid-set track. It has snow only sometimes when it feels like it. But if it doesn't feel like it will have asphalt. Hey, you obviously will drive the asphalt with the snow tire, so that is a problem. Hey man, that's a frozen desert over there. Look at all that white. It's even weird to see that there is so much asphalt. Oh, and you can even see the side of the road if you look over to the side of the track. Like, that's the place that you should have been in. It's a very pretty looking track. Yeah, that was a problem, and that's an even bigger problem. It's okay, you don't have to worry because we're gonna reach him. Like, I'm just doing this to give myself challenge, obviously, because otherwise it would have been too boring. So I'm actually letting him catch me just so I can overtake. Don't worry about it. This is all premeditated. Well, not to mention that this car, I think, is the weakest one that I encountered yet in these events. Well, thankfully there is an invisible wall, because that would have basically made me go off track, but off track in quite a literal way. Alright, we can still overtake this guy, obviously. So keep in mind that we gotta do it without penalty. Yeah, like without that. God damn it. It seems that you get the penalty even if you just touch it. Even if it's not a strong collision, it counts as a penalty. They don't have any problem on closing on you, like blocking you like you were not there. See, are you giving him a penalty for that now? I don't see him being penalized. How is that possible? He deserves the penalty there. I mean, in reality, yeah, he would. I mean, you could say that I blocked him, but not really. He just decided to go where I was, you know. Oof. You know that drifting with this thing is very dangerous. I said it before that the physics in Gran Turismo 3 for Rally felt better, but here the reason why they feel better is because anything that you do here feels dangerous to do. So you don't want to even attempt to drift, because the moment you attempt to drift, you are gonna oversteer. I know that this car is not ideal for this, but I felt that also with some of the faster rally cars that I did in the license test, you know. Oh, that's fine. This is completely rigged. Absolutely rigged. At least we won. So far this has been the weakest opponent I faced yet. This guy could not even be close. But yeah, shame on him. But it's fine. As I say, the only issue here is that when it stops being in the easy category, I will need to purchase tires for another car. The problem is that if I don't, like, let's just say, wait, hold up. This is a street race. That means that I should, in the settings, change the... Yeah, okay. It automatically equips it with sport tires, because... Oh, this is the track that Kyle say that it's the most beautiful one in the game. Well, we will see. It could be. This track I very vaguely remember it. Like, I remember it being a track that I raced on, but I don't really exactly remember it how... Oh, damn, the lighting already looks fantastic, yeah. This main straight looks very good. That's for sure. I don't know what's so rally about this track. Seems like a regular urban circuit, right? No? But maybe it was used in a real rally competition. Very cute and funny track. Well, if we look at the layout, it is indeed pretty funny. Oh yeah, that corner was also pretty funny. It was hard to tell exactly where the corner was. Hey, don't worry, we're fine. In a race like this, the only way you will have to... The only way you will have to lose is making a mistake. Even using a car like this one. Hong Kong is good too, but so shit to drive in. Well, you probably gotta be glad that this track doesn't probably show up during the regular events, because if you do this with a faster car, I don't think this track is gonna be easier than Hong Kong, you know? It's pretty... I mean, the difference is that Hong Kong has a lot of those 90-degree turns. But in terms of it being narrow and, well, also having some very dangerous corners, it's quite similar in that regard, you know? I will say. If it's considered a rally track, I guess it wouldn't appear anywhere but here. So if they repeat these tracks later, but like with faster cars, I guess that it could be an issue. Because if going this slow is already costing me this much, I once played Seoul with a low gearbox, it was pain. Well, usually any track that has very long straights with a slow car is a pain to drive no matter what, you know. Alright. Got him. Yeah, I feel like the points that you're giving me is a little bit of an exaggeration. Good. Like, this car is not that much inferior to my opponents, you know. It's whatever, I think. That's fine. So the question is, when do the medium ones start? That's what I ask. So far, wait, the Tsukuba circuit? That's the Tsukuba circuit is not even a, unless it's like the, because I know that some of those tracks have like a rally cross variant. Maybe that's what they want you to do. Renault Turbo 80. Oh, seems like this one might be an issue. It's also one of the tracks that was in the previous game. So at least I should know it. Like, I should be familiar with the layout. But obviously, since the physics are different, it's not like it will mean much. We will see though. At least looking at the car behind, you can tell that even with all that horsepower, it's not faster than me. Well, than my cars. Not like going, like pressing the accelerator full is very hard to do. But I hear the difference on when you get into that wooden bridge with the controls, it's quite different. That's for sure. Now, one thing that I think that in Rally doesn't apply are the driving aids. The driving aids, obviously, if you have traction control, it will be a disadvantage more than an advantage when you are trying to drift. So essentially here, what I gotta assume is that they may, well, keep in mind that these are still the easy events according to the game, but I think they gave you a lot of margin to win, because if they're supposed to be 100 A-spec points for winning, it means that like, the game considers this to be a relatively hard challenge for you. So I think that they had a lot of leniency on these rally events. Because, you know, they thought that people weren't gonna be ready, maybe. Or maybe they received complaints of the previous game being too hard on rally, which I kinda doubt it, because in the previous game, if you really wanted, you could obliterate everyone with like a turbocharger in a rally car very easily. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. Well, one thing that is also true is that a track like this that is a lot wider, it's also a lot easier to handle. And you can have a lot more space to drift. And you can go a lot more open. So compared to like the other one that is a mountain, for example, with very, very narrow paths, this one will always be a lot easier. This one, aside from the very slow speed of this thing, that one felt nice to drive. We will most likely gonna get into faster speed later. And wonder what car I should use for that. Because first I will have to see who my opponents are. And then I will have to decide on a car that could be close to that. The only issue is purchasing. Like, it seems like the amount of money that you get from these races is lower than the money that you need to purchase the tires required to enter these races. Which is very funny, I guess. Oh, what the hell? Wait, this is the same Celica as before. Why is this suddenly a 157 race? Did they buff this Celica? Did they? Doesn't really look like it. I'm already overtaking him on a straight. Is the DeLorean secretly gold tier? Or is the AI shit tier? I have a hard time deciding. Because 157 should be close to impossible tier. But yeah, I guess no. Not really. Well, the race only started, you know. Too early to draw conclusions, but I don't know, at least on a straight line I'm faster, so by the way, this is another track that was also in the previous game, so I'm also relatively familiar with the layout. Look at those shirtless guys cheering with everything they have. It really feels like you're playing a rally in slow motion with these things. And this guy is still very close. He's probably never gonna leave. He's always gonna be there behind me. And the moment I make a mistake, he's gonna overtake. Oh, and then it changed to asphalt. You gotta be careful there. Yeah, I think that difference between asphalt and other surfaces is a lot bigger in this game than it was in 3. Most likely. I cannot imagine if I pick an actual rally car for these races, how boring it would have been. Because this guy will be left behind so badly. This guy will be eating shit like it's nothing. And at that point it basically becomes a time trial. Here you can also say that it's kind of a time trial since he's not able to overtake me back. But at least it forces me to play perfectly. It's the moment I make a mistake is the moment he goes in front of me. Well, saying that I make a mistake is very relative because theoretically, I mean, I'm not driving perfectly. Like I mean a gross mistake. One of those mistakes that, like a 360 or face first against the wall. Those type of mistakes. Now I wonder if the higher difficulty, just like Gran Turismo 3, also have like higher lap count as well. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I do like that the game gives you the chance. If you want to obliterate your opponent, you can. But if you don't, you at least have an incentive to not obliterate them that much with the point system. It is a shame that the point system is not really used for anything else. It's not like it gives you access to better cars or gives you access to some events that otherwise are blocked. But I think that has been my biggest gain of points outside of a mission. 157. Shame we cannot say the same about the monetary gain though. The monetary gain, not so much. Could be better. They are lacing out with the price pools in here. Yeah, that's fine. So, Tsukuba Circuit, it says that it has no restrictions, so... Oh, it's a wet race. Oh, wait, aren't there wet tires in this game? Well, apparently not if it automatically equips the sport ones. And this is only one race, differently from the other ones. Oh, and it's a... Yeah, that Lotus could be a problem, actually. That Lotus is a fast car. You can already see the game over song sounding is a premonition. Wow, okay. As expected, this thing has like no downforce, no grip on wet asphalt. Yeah, unfortunately, this guy, at least when it comes to top speed, is definitely faster than me. Well, not like going to the grass is gonna be much slower anyway. At that point, it might as well be an equivalent. Yeah, you can barely steer here. The problem is in this long straight, this guy is gonna... You basically have to say goodbye to him. Just like that, he's gone. I mean, I can still win, believe it or not, but with this distance, it might be hard. Maybe I should retry and hopefully this time not go to the grass, because any mistake basically means against a car like this means that that ain't gonna do it. Alright, we can try again though. This is winnable. I don't need anything else. I don't need another car. This one should be doable. I need to drive better. Though, didn't the previous game have the wet tires? Maybe I'm wrong and it didn't. Actually, no, it didn't. Because I mean, there was only like two wet races anyway, so yeah, there weren't wet tires. You could use any type of tire for those races, just like here, I'm assuming. I am struggling quite a bit. Unless I commit an act of terrorism, I don't think I'm winning this. And I could, but keep in mind that there is also penalty. But obviously if I take him out of the track, it will be possible, but that will be a little bit dirty. You know, that guy is gone. It's basically the same difference as the previous attempt. Yeah, I guess that maybe I cannot do it with this car. Fuck. Well, we could just leave it for some other time. Not a problem. This is the only modern car that appears in these races. So, whatever. Like this one, for example, goes back to dirt, and it's possible that you are either gonna go against another one of those old rally cars or the Celica or the Delta, which are not... It's the Celica this time. Apparently the Celica is the same one as the other race, but it didn't give me trouble on that race. I don't think it's gonna give me trouble on this one, so... I don't like the way this looks though. The way we're getting into this corner. Well, it's fine. That works for me, and I didn't get a penalty. Surprisingly. Oh, this is one of the tracks that combines asphalt. Wait, isn't this El Capitan? I think it is, it's just that... Yeah, it has to be. I mean, everything looks the same, but it wasn't called like that, right? Or am I blind? Maybe it was called like that. I mean, the fact that it's El Capitan is for sure. It's a variant where you enter a dirt trail. He's very close now. I can hear him. Ouch. I didn't do those corners that well. Those were some messed up corners, I think. Yeah, I know you want to pass. I am aware. Oh, not this. Yeah, I think that realistically... Oh, that... Okay. I got saved by the invisible walls there. Like, without the invisible walls, that would have been a full stop against the wall. Yeah, I was gonna say that with those champs, a car like this, like the suspension of this car is not gonna survive that. Right? This is not a car specializing in this sort of stuff. It seems like we might be abusing it a little bit. Careful. But this set of corners is the one where the other guy was able to get super close. They are a genuinely fucked up set of corners. Well, he didn't get very close this time. I guess the track is not gonna fool me twice. The champs, especially with a faster car, these champs could be brutal. They could actually make you lose all control. Yeah, it's another clean victory, and apparently by quite a lot of seconds as well. Alright. Yeah, the only track here that it seems that I won't be able to win with this car is the wet one, but we could use anything for that, since it doesn't really require dirt or snow tire. So this one is called Cathedral Rocks, but hey, come on, dude, this was very clearly El Capitan. You cannot fool me. Oh, and this already starts in normal. They are the same races, but with a faster car, I'm assuming, and maybe with a higher lap count. That's one thing I'm not sure of, though. Maybe yes, maybe not. But we will have to switch car at that point. We'll have to do some switching. I will also have to look for what car will be appropriate. At least the good thing is that the first races are in asphalt tracks, so you don't need to risk it and buy dirt tires for that. The one I think I wanna bring for those that I can speculate them being like the perfect match is the Acura, the same one that I used to win the first Japanese championship. I think that car might be a good match for the normal difficulty. Because if I bring a rally car already for normal, I'm gonna beat their asses probably very easily. I wanna see bringing that Acura and see how it goes. I mean, before that I will have to do the reverse version of these tracks too. Well, that and that wet track. That wet track, I might require help of that one same Acura. So I'm not gonna give this car another upgrade. Well, another. I didn't really give it a single upgrade, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't wanna spend money on this car more than what I already did. Because maybe it will be useful for some American competitions, but for what I've seen, the American competitions that require like a specific car, they tend to require old cars. And this one is from 2004, so that doesn't count as old, obviously. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So this track kinda looks like a sword with some testicle-looking thing hanging out. A little bit weird. It's essentially a shorter version of the previous track. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah. This car was very good for this. It was really the perfect choice. Well, theoretically, the perfect choice probably would have been picking the exact same car that your opponent picks, but I'm not a fan of mirror matches in general, like when there is some variety. So, we can go from here and play the reverse version of all of this. I mean, the cars shouldn't really be substantially different at all. In fact, they are probably gonna be the same ones we already faced, but in other tracks. So this one, yeah, like, see, for example, this one, isn't it the same one that I faced on the previous track? Just with a different color. Fortunately, this trail already give me the penalty. It's okay. You can give me the penalty, but this guy is also gonna suffer the penalty. I don't mind. It seems that the first tracks in this special events thing are ironically harder than the last ones. Simply because the roads are a lot more narrow. I even wonder if I will be able to beat all these races today. Maybe not. Uh-oh. That's too fast. Oh, wait, that wasn't a penalty. No way. Really? Is it because I hit it with the side of the car or what? That should have obviously been a penalty. Without a doubt. And see, and that one wasn't a penalty either. So maybe it's only a penalty if you hit it with the front of the car. A little bit of a weird rule, but sure, I'll take it. Maybe it's only a thing that happens in this dirt or ice tracks. If it was an asphalt, maybe it would have been a penalty too. I don't know. You know that Gran Turismo, when it comes to penalties, no matter which game, is always extremely weird. Like, some penalties make sense and some other penalties are... You're penalizing the victim, right? Yeah, it seems like it has always been a constant in Gran Turismo, even with the latest release. With Gran Turismo 7, I see a lot of people reporting, especially online, that the penalties are super random, like super inconsistent, right? It might be the case. Uh-oh. You should probably not be very close to the track, misters. Not when I'm on the wheel. Probably should step aside a little bit. The behavior of these guys is how it actually happens in real life rally events. Everyone throws their life away just to take a picture. Well, their life and their equipment. I remember there being someone that, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to leave a camera in the ground as the vehicles were passing, and, well, to nobody's surprise, the camera got completely destroyed. So I don't know what he was hoping for, that maybe the car, like, would have the tires avoided, like, will have the camera pass through the middle of the car, but no, it didn't happen. People that attend these rally events as spectators are not really the smartest. And even less so if they have a camera with them. Hey, don't worry about it. That being said, I wonder how many cases of deaths like that happen in rallies. Probably a bunch, but I don't know. I mean, it's way more common for the accident to just happen to the driver in a completely unrelated crash, you know. Now, the way these people look is very... Like, for a PS2 game, they look quite realistic. I mean, at least with the speed you are going in the car if you don't focus on them too much. But it really feels like those models are more advanced than what they probably are. They made a good show of giving the impression that they are super detailed models, when in reality they are probably not even models, they are just the sprites. They probably did some magic there to make it look like that. Basically, every time now that we're gonna be beating these reverse tracks, we're gonna get a car reward. Since you get a car reward every time that you make a pair like this. And this will be good for some competition. See, for example, this Ford, I can probably use it in an American competition and it will be a good idea. You know, oh, just in case, let me just save. There we go, save, and then we go back. As you never know, even though so far the only time crashes happen at the end of a championship, it could, you know, decide to not happen just there. Well, not to mention that, you know, the power could go out, for example, and if that happens, that will be a shame. I like how these actual rally cars completely pale in comparison to... It's just what the hell? Hey, where is the penalty to that guy? I don't see him being penalized. That was brutal. Oh, but that was a penalty, you know? That had to be a penalty. Couldn't be more rigged if it wanted to. This is some next level rigging. Now, I gotta say that against this car, or well, against almost any car in these races, I most of the time have never been behind, so I wonder if I can overtake him back or if it's over. It might be over. Especially since it is a short track, you don't have too much time to reach him. So yeah, it might indeed be over. Unfortunately. These corners are brutal, that's for sure. Ah, fuck. And I had to do a full spin. Yeah, this track is brutal. I know how the straight version was, I don't remember, but this one is absolutely brutal. Oh, you're not gonna close me off again. See, that corner already is insane. Maybe these tracks were not made to be driven in reverse, perhaps. You see, that corner there, doing it without hitting the wall seems almost impossible. Okay, that's fine. Here there is quite a big difference. This guy is 2 seconds behind, so getting the early lead seems very important. As in races like this, overtaking, if you don't do it in a straight line, overtaking in a corner is a disaster, and especially with the penalties. So you kinda want to overtake them at the beginning and then just worrying about keeping the lead instead of worrying about overtaking. Alright. Yeah. And you know, that looked free right there. But if we take the previous attempt into account, it wasn't really free. I guess it all depends on how you do at the very beginning. That defines the whole race. But I will appreciate that all of these cars that I'll get as a reward are either European or American, so I can participate in those events. But see, that's not the condition. Then also, isn't this the exact same car that I got the rally version of? Why would you give me the regular version? Like, come on, dude. You already gave me the superior version. Essentially, any Japanese car that we get, unless it's a 70s or 80s car, won't be useful at all to play the other events, you know? It's the long ass snow track. Damn it. Oversteering some of these tough corners is super easy. And that's a penalty. Damn it. Well, if the previous race was any indication, will I retry the previous race? Not having the early lead made it impossible to win, but at the same time, it's a way longer track. That means that you have a lot more time to overtake. Was close to another spin. I think that if these cars were faster and you have someone in front of you, it will be a lot harder to see because of the snow they will throw in front of you. Then that was also a penalty. And that was a penalty for crashing against the wall, not for crashing the car. In fact, I didn't even touch the car. Ah, fuck. It's fine. This might need a retry, but I don't want to retry yet. Well, that wasn't a penalty, miraculously. This constant switch in surfaces is so hard to deal with. That was a very good drift, by the way. That was a perfect drift in asphalt. I'm gonna try to overtake this guy. Not like that, though. Okay, that works. See, since those were very, like, low speed hits, that wasn't a penalty, even though I pretty much intentionally took him out. But no, that doesn't matter. As long as it's not at high speed, the game doesn't really mind. And by high speed, it's not like you have to do it too fast, but... even that one doesn't count either. Even though that will be a reason to disqualify anyone for intentional wrecking. Unless you're in Formula 1. You're in Formula 1, you're allowed to... But then again, rally, usually you don't have this sort of content unless you're doing rally cross, because rally is simply time trials. So you wouldn't have this sort of contact normally. A rallycross is a different story. With rallycross, will be messed up. Right, hopefully this switching surfaces doesn't fuck me up now. I had the same hit as last time there. That didn't change. Oh, that's already the finish. I mean, usually in reverse versions like that, the finish doesn't really make much sense, because it's usually in a place that, you know, where a corner is about to appear. So which one is this time? Infinity FX. I have no clue what this thing is, but I'm assuming it's not Japanese, so we might be able to use it in some competitions. Right. Oh, and we're back to Paris. The last time this was against a car that wasn't that much of a pushover, right? It might be the same thing here. Okay, never mind. Maybe no. Maybe it will be a pushover. I mean, if anything, the points with all these races should be a proof that they don't really matter too much. But since this is an asphalt race, I guess they are more accurate than in dirt or snow, probably. Like that not even the AI can deal well with these super narrow places. Ah, come on, dude. That was a penalty. I mean, I understand the crash that I did after the penalty. Like, that was intentional, but... whatever. You're not gonna escape anyways. Also, you know that this part with this roundabout looks very similar to that one license test in Gran Turismo 3, where you were intended to go in circles for a long time and get a good time to pass the test. It looks like almost exactly the same as that. I wonder if it is. Like, they had that part of the track, but they didn't have enough development time for Gran Turismo 3, so they didn't put it as a track, but they put that part. I mean, then again, it should look like a simple place in a night city. But you never know, maybe they reuse that asset for this one. That's something that developers do all the time. But I think that in this particular case, it's simply a miracle the amount of content this game has. Definitely out of the ordinary. Very out of the ordinary. It's like they had to you know, to do a pact with the devil for this game to exist. It really feels that, how do you make a game with so much content? I don't know. It's quite crazy, because, you know, there are a lot of games that I like Mega Man. Well, any Mega Man that you can imagine from the OG series, and some of them from the Ed series, where I see the amount of content the game has and I'm like, I mean, it's something I wouldn't be able to do by myself, obviously, but like, I can see the fact that that content is reasonable for a game. But this game just feels like, I don't know, how were they able to develop a game like this? I don't know. Very hard to tell. It almost makes you feel like they use slaves to develop this. I hope not, but... Oh, what the hell? Hey, what are you doing? Intentionally crashing like that? Does he get a penalty for that? The Renault did that. Why are you like that, Renault? What did I do to you? Okay, that wasn't that bad. Also, that Alpine car that I just got, being from the 70s, might be useful for some competitions. And the fact that it's non-Japanese helps as well. Maybe after this, instead of doing the medium version of these races, just for the sake of variety, I could try to see what the regional events have. Because I think that with a lot of these cars, a lot of those events become available. I could even see the beginner events if there is one that also counts for that. I guess doing this was worth it simply to expand my garage and be able to use cars that otherwise I will need to purchase. There was also another thing that I wanted to check today, which is, well, I could check it now, I mean after this race, Because you know that in order to play the Gran Turismo Championship, you have to beat all of the events from the beginner series and the professional series. But I don't know if the extreme events have also a requirement to enter them, or if you can enter them like it's nothing. I do know that most of them require the S license, or at least for what I remember. But I want to see if you are even allowed to enter the menu to see them. That's something that I want to check, and in the meantime also have the autosave trigger, of course. Also, these races are easily the easiest. The ones in these super wide tracks. Because, like, you will have to play very badly to somehow get into an accident in a track like this. You could play slow, right? You could not make the corners fast enough, assuming your car is also not fast enough. But like, to get into an accident that will slow you down a lot here, you will actually have to play very badly. And I mean, it could be the case, you know. Not trying to shame anyone, but I find it hard to see that happening. Yeah, this guy got smoked too. So, which reward are we gonna see here? What is it gonna be? I wonder. What is the... a Mitsubishi? That seems useless, because not only it's a Japanese car, but it's also a Japanese car from after the 90s, so I don't think I can enter any competition with that I wasn't already able to enter. So let me check this. Oh, there you go. So this is something that I didn't remember, but yeah, if you want to enter the extreme events, you have to do all beginner and all professional ones. Just like the Gran Turismo Championship. That one requires all of them. Well, not including that one, because otherwise it would be impossible to play. But, but yeah. Well, that's a nice motivation to do them all then. I mean, I was planning on doing them all anyways. But here you actually have something to unlock. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't know what's the obsessions of these guys trying to crush me like that. Oh, also, if this is like the previous game, there is a transition here that is hard to do. I think it is this. Yeah, it is this track at this specific point, this transition. Like, that transition from asphalt to dirt is, at least in Gran Turismo 3, so accident prone. Like, it's so easy to get into an accident when you transition into dirt. But here it seems that not a big deal. That's cool. Pretty nice. Nice. Well, another thing of the cars that I'm getting that will be useful for is if I get an FF car, since it's the only drivetrain category that I haven't done the event for, that will be useful. I think it's It's a good thing that this game allows you to do the rally races with any car. I guess it is a bit goofy, because theoretically you could bring, like, you know, the 70s or the 60s Skyline for this event, and you will probably be allowed as long as you purchase the dirt tires. That will be very silly. Like, putting a car like that in something like this is absolute insanity. We obviously don't have to be limited by real life logic, but considering that this game tries to be a simulator more or less, being able to put all type of cars into these races is very silly, without a doubt. I guess something that I'm not gonna do today after all are the missions. It's the first thing I say I will do, but just by looking at two of them I can already see that winning those missions is gonna be close to impossible. And that's already the case in the first ones. Uh-oh. That's fine. It's already the case in the first ones. I don't even want to imagine the later ones. It will have to be a prodigy. I guess it's also quite humbling as well, you know. It also lets you know that, you know, you are not as good as you thought you were. I wonder how possible it might be to beat them if you don't have like a racing wheel and all of the, you know, all of the things that you will use for a simulator. If just doing it with a gamepad will be enough, I'm pretty sure it should be. I mean, Gran Turismo, despite advertising itself as a simulator, was always a game where the priority is to be playable with a gamepad. Because if that wasn't the case, it wouldn't have been as popular as it is. I mean, most people would have gotten very easily filtered, like it already happened in a lot of other racing games. Obviously, the fact that every Gran Turismo game has a lot of content, and of good content, that helps, but if Gran Turismo was a hard game to play on a gamepad, I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't be as popular as it is. Well, it seems like maybe it's because of the familiarity that I have with these tracks. This has been an absolute wash in the tracks that were in Gran Turismo 3. These guys cannot get me. They cannot even get close, despite supposedly having a superior car. But yeah, here the next one is the wet track, but I think I'll have to leave that one for the end. Oh, damn, you actually made me unlock the car that I was driving against. That's pretty cool. That doesn't tend to happen very often, ironically, so that's pretty nice. I'm tempted to give it another go with this car, but I don't think it's gonna work. Like, I'm very tempted. I'm pretty sure this race with this car is just not winnable. There is, as I say, I could commit an act of terror. Wait, this is another car. Wait, so the car is random? So isn't this an even faster car than the Lotus? I was not expecting the car to actually be randomized. as I say, if I don't commit an act of terrorism, I'm not winning this. Well, here goes nothing. Obviously, you're gonna get the penalty, but more than the penalty, what's important is getting the lead. Though I didn't get the lead. But now I got the lead. Though he's in the inner... No, it's fine. And I might actually win this. It's too early to tell, but... Well, if there's any place that I'm gonna struggle, it's the straight line at the end. That thing will probably cost me the race. And there's nothing I can do other than try to block, but... If this car is clearly faster than me, I don't think there's much I can do. We will see. And keep in mind that it's something that you have to do twice because there are 2 laps. Though it seems that in corners it's a lot slower than the previous one. Maybe I didn't even need to commit that act of terrorism to win. Like maybe if I tried to overtake normally, it would have still been a victory. Because I say that it looked faster than the Lotus, but maybe it actually isn't. And when we were both side to side, I was the one that was faster. Well, by I mean my car. It's the one that was faster than his. So... yeah, maybe that T-bone that I did at the beginning was unnecessary and I would have won regardless. But we will never know. Well, we could know if I retry, but I'm not gonna retry. No thank you. At least it's nice to see that the DeLorean can essentially win any race. Well, we haven't seen the first races because I didn't know about how this mode works, so I used like way better cars to do that, but seems that this DeLorean without any upgrade and simply by using the special tires that you are required, like this thing can beat everything. Despite apparently being too underpowered to compete against these guys, it's good enough to win. And this is a car that you get as a reward. So obviously at this point of the game you will have way better cars. And unless you purposely nerf yourself like I'm doing, you don't have any reason to pick this car. But if you were one of those people that cares about the A-spec points, I will say that this car is very good for this. Because so far, like except for a couple of races, most of these races give me around 100 of points each. So that's very good. So what am I gonna get for this one? Oh, the Arets, well, the same car that I race against, but maybe this is like a concept car version. Well, I think it was the Arets 8, right? Maybe it wasn't. I know it was an Arets, that part is sure. Maybe not that specific one. Alright. So, we should be fine here. Like, these tracks were not easy, but... oh, 141? I think that's the highest so far, isn't it? The previous highest was 125, wasn't it? Well, we will see. But yeah, I think that that's simply just supposed to be something to scare me. I don't think this guy is gonna win. Oh, though that's very messed up. Doing this in reverse means that instead of going to that corner into the champs, you go from the champs into the corner. That's very dangerous. Well, and how are you even gonna do this with faster cars? When you do this reverse version, it's gonna be a shitfest, basically. You will have to purposely brake before you even get into the first champ, you know? I did not mean to do that, but... yeah. It is what it is. Even with him on the lead. Ah, come on. That was bullshit. Like, he crashed in front of me and I hit him. Damn it. I mean, I will normally continue, but the problem is that I got the penalty on the straight. So the amount of time you lose there is ridiculous. Like, it's not worth it. You lose way too much time. That's still a crazy corner. So the one that this guy overtook me were the two extremely wide corners. Because I did the first one super slow. Like this one. This one I did it too open. That's bad. Not sure if that's much better, but considering that he is still behind me, I will say that it's certainly better than last time. Though, this whole sequence of corners is messed up. Then comes the straight line. Will he overtake here, or am I faster? Well, he has to eat my dust, though. Oh, and it changed to asphalt, damn it. Asphalt jump scare. Okay, don't worry. I think if anything, if he truly is a faster car, he will struggle more than me in asphalt. Because you actually benefit from being a slow car when you're going in asphalt with tires that are not the intended ones. So, unless my memory is dog shit, and it might be, the next version of this track is shorter. Yeah, I remember it. It's the one that looked like a knife or something. It's shorter than this one. I mean, this one is already relatively short. I guess it could be shorter, and yes, it could indeed be shorter with the next version being shorter. And I gotta survive this set of corners. That's the priority. This and then the abomination that comes here. It is supposed to be like some sort of chicane, but it's a chicane with a triple chicane with elevation on top of being a tricky corner. It's fine. We survive. And this guy is still very heavily behind me. Shit. Okay. Oh, also I investigated. This song that you're hearing here is from Judas Priest. So just like like Gran Turismo 3, they do have a Judas Priest song, but it's quite different, because that's also another thing that I look up. Judas Priest, before the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, they were supposed to be more of a punk rock or like, you know, regular metal band, and then they switched to being a heavy metal band. Having, you know, those like very high-pitched, fast singing that I'm not that fan of, that big of a fan. But yeah, I feel like it's how is it called? A downgrade. But hey, a lot of people don't. Yeah, I'm not a fan of heavy metal, really. Prefer it slower. Land Rover Range Stormer concept. Well, this, as I say, are a lot of non-Japanese cars, so I think at this point we can enter those categories and most likely play more than one in there. So after this one, that is the last one of the easy events in this rally events, I want to do some other events, like some more normal events, and by normal I don't mean the difficulty, because otherwise it will get a little bit repetitive. Like, we'll do the remaining ones some other time. Damn, I actually took that corner perfectly. Holy shit. It was absolutely perfect. The problem is that this version of the track has the worst corners of the previous one. But it's essentially only the dirt part of the track. Like, you never go to the asphalt. Which I will say it's kind of a downgrade. Because the asphalt parts, I think that are pretty cool. Okay, at the same time, it's the fact that it essentially focuses on the worst corners of the track. And he's already right behind me. That last corner I did it very badly. It is to be expected. Too wide. Would have been worse. I wonder if my ability to drive in regular circuits now is gonna be all screwed up because of all the rally that I've been doing. It should be fine. Not that big of a deal. Alright. Well, those are all of the easy special condition events, so that's nice. I mean, if you want to unlock cars, this is the best way to do it. For only beating 2 races each time, and well, one time only one, you get a new car. They basically shower you with cars here. So this is a Hyundai. The interesting thing is that you don't really have a category for Korean cars in this game. So you cannot really use that in any of the original ones. So as I say, I will do this one some other time, because I want to, you know, have a little bit of variety here. So I want to see if with the cars I got, there are some competitions, some new competitions I can enter. So first of all, the drivetrain. FF. Did I get any FF? I actually didn't. Like, every single car I got, not a single one is an FF, because these are old cars. Damn. That's rough. What about the weight? I don't think any of these are lightweight though, right? Oh, this one. Okay. If only I could remember what was the tournament that looked into weight. Because it will be useful to make these things enter it. Basically the Renault Turbo and the Alpine. I could check this one. I'm pretty sure there was one that looked into weight, but I don't think it was a beginner event. Because this one look into length. It's obviously not the same as weight. This one requires a specific one. No, I think that of the beginner events I cannot do anyone. Professional. Oh, this one is considered compact. The question is if it's considered good. As you know, it could be too slow to actually win this. I mean, it only has 170 something of horsepower, so... But it's actually small enough to do this particular one. Well... I mean, these opponents should be similar to the one I have, but they have an advantage. They are newer models, while I have an older model. According to the game's analysis, this should be a close race. That's something that you will truly see when it says start. So will this really be close? Will it? Well, I hope. Maybe one of those cases though where the first place just goes and to never come back, you know? No, he's still relatively close actually. But another issue that this car that I'm using has is that the acceleration is quite bad. Like, it's very bad. So any sharp corner will have a very bad corner exit. But unfortunately that first car actually will most likely escape. The other ones are not a problem. The other ones are in the level that I am, but that guy is not in the level that I am. I wanna see if I can reach him simply by driving, but I don't think I can. Unfortunately. Well, an attempt was made, but yeah, like that guy is already... You're not reaching him. So what car is it so I can blacklist it? The Clio Renault. Well, I think it's Clio, because it's supposed to be French. Okay, you are blacklisted, but as we already saw in one of the other championships, a worse one can show up, and it's very hard to have a championship where none of the opponents are, like, none of them are one step above the rest. This one apparently, according to the points, the guy that is the fastest is slower, but it might still be a big difference. And well, when I say slower, I simply mean that it has less horsepower, which no, doesn't necessarily imply that it's slower. So keep in mind that here you can obliterate an opponent and it's not gonna give you a penalty, so... Corners like that are fully legal, don't worry about it. This one seems more balanced for now. I mean, it doesn't seem like any of these cars is going a lot faster. But maybe that's because the fast car is being held by the other ones. Like, for example, the white car. If that's the fastest car, and it kinda looks like it might be, we can potentially be left behind. But we will see. For now, it's doing fine. Right? It seems that differently from the other one, we won't see anyone escaping here. But we might still need to block, because I'm pretty sure this is not the fastest car in this grid. By this I mean the car I'm using. So far... yeah, those... okay, I think the red car might be very slightly faster than me in terms of top speed. But it doesn't matter, because all the difference that I make it in the corners. It seems like this is the right choice to win this one. And this one, see, I cannot really get picky because here I'm most likely gonna smoke these guys and they won't even be close to reaching me. But here I cannot really get picky because it's a tournament with a very specific condition, which is the fact that it has to be a car that is less than 4 meters wide. That's not easy to get. I mean, even less so the other one that requires 3,400 millimeters. That one is worse. Since this one doesn't qualify, and you can already see, well, you cannot really see it from these cameras, but this car is extremely small compared to basically any other car in the game. But it has to be smaller to enter that beginner tournament, so I don't think there are many cars that qualify for that, if this one doesn't. But hey, at least it was good enough to qualify for this, and it will be good enough to win it. I just needed to reroll the opponents once, because that Renault Clio, that one was the issue. Really surprised that none of these are an issue though. But hey, I'm glad. I'm not gonna complain. Well, and since this is a championship, I gotta remember to save before the final race, unless I want the crash to completely destroy all my championship progress. That would be bad. Here it's also a good idea to see how random the crash is. Like, my idea will be first, well, obviously saving before the final race, yes. But I want to see save stating before crossing the finish line of the final race, and see if the crash happens, if reloading that state will make the crash not happen. Because if that is the case, it means the crash is random at some point where the results are accounted for. If even with that the game keeps crashing, then it's pretty clear it's something related to cache. And at that point the best thing you can do is resetting the game, like before you get into the final race, not anywhere else, right? I just want to make a pattern out of that crash. That's the most important thing, to be ready for them, you know? So I really like the way this car looks. Like that color of blue, and especially with the combination of the light blue on the bottom, looks pretty nice. And I also like the fact that the lights are yellow. And it looks like a very, very nice looking car. Pretty sure that this might be the car that Race Racer got inspired by to make the Asia Bailey. Because the rear part looks exactly the same. The front not that much, but I'm pretty sure it is this car. Like, the Asia Veil is most likely fully based on this Renault. I mean, after all, keep in mind this Renault is from the 80s, which was like more than 10 years before Race Racer released, so they definitely had a frame of reference to copy this car. Well, copy. Sorry, I meant to say to be inspired by this car, obviously. There are no copies, they are inspirations, okay? Not the same thing. Alright. I don't think it's necessary to constantly save, though. Well, I could save state here just in case, but what I mean is that it's only necessary to save on the... like, before the final race. This one is in Tsukuba Circuit. 5 laps that are gonna go by pretty fast. So far all of the starts are rolling starts. I like that. So it means it makes it harder to catch the opponent that way. So here, look at the fact that the red car, but I think that in the previous race already started like behind, so it took a while to get in the lead. Here it's already in the lead. I am pretty sure the one that started in the lead in the previous race was the blue car that is now in second. So that means that catching that red car will be harder, but judging by the difference that happened in the previous race, I should be able to reach him. I mean, it's 5 laps. Pretty sure that's more than enough time. We will see. We never know. I mean, after all, the lap time here is still 3 seconds, which means that we didn't really gain on him that much. But now that there's no one in front of me, it might change. Or maybe not, you know, maybe I'm not reaching this guy no matter what. But in that case, it will be weird that in the previous one I had such an insane difference with him, right? And in this one I'm struggling to even get close to him. Cause yeah, like, I'm not really gaining. It is true that maybe I'm not doing these corners in the best way possible, but not really gaining time on him at all. We still have enough laps to reach him. Just we'll have to do them immaculately. I think that this is still 3 seconds. It's the same, kinda the same difference. We actually might be in trouble here. This was all gonna be free, but maybe not. Maybe not that free. Like, I am cutting time, but at this rate, it won't be enough time to win the race. Like, at this rate of cutting this amount of time per lap, it's not enough in 5 laps. So that's an issue. I mean, once I get his slipstream, it should be easier, but I don't know if I can do that too soon. At least it will make the race exciting. I'm not doing this corner very well, to be honest. We'll be doing it a lot better. In fact, maybe I'm losing most of the speed there. A possibility. mean, the main issue is that needing to retry this race will obviously have different opponents, and we can have like a festival of unbeatable opponents, you know. That will be the worst. Just need to be closer to him to catch the slipstream. Don't know if that's enough. I mean, with slow as cars like this, I don't think this distance is enough to catch slipstream. I might need to commit an act of terrorism here too. We will see though. I mean, I'm pretty much in his slipstream now though. So at least these sections here should be faster. Well, it doesn't even have to be that much terrorism, I think. It's just doing a quote-unquote standard dive bomb. I think that should be enough. I hear. See, that's just a regular dive bomb, okay? That wasn't an act of terrorism. Could have been worse. You see worse shit in Formula 1, you know? That, if anything, was very innocent, but it's not over yet. It seems that this corner here is the hardest one. Will very easily be overtaken, but I'm keeping the inner side. And he gets the outer side, but it's not enough. Nice. And that was an exciting race. It was a race that I actually had to drive well to win. I'm very proud of that. Actually feel proud of that race. Alright. Unfortunately, would be nice if you got more money for how close the race is. And that will be very easy to cheese. You just wait for the opponent on the finish line and only cross it when he's about to be next to you. Probably not a good idea. Unless there was another way to determine that. So, hold up. That red car actually starts in first place. So does that mean that he got an accident on the first race? And that's like, maybe for that first track, he actually is like very bad at a corner, and that's what made him lose so much time, because normally he starts in the lead and he just gets away. Oh, look at that guy. Alright. The first challenge is overtaking all these guys and then doing very good lap times to get close to the red car. I think that this race will be easier than the one at Tsukuba. It feels like, I mean, I don't want a Shinsu, but it seems like here I'm already close enough. There is something I have to remember though. This track always has, well, actually, I don't, is it this track? I'm not sure if it's this track, but if it is this track, this corner, I gotta be careful with it. I think it is this track. Like that corner, if you don't remember it's there, it's very easy to off-track with it. And doing an off-track there means losing a shit ton of time. And this guy, seems that the AI in general just crashes very easily there. Oh, it's a crash that didn't make it didn't make them lose time. But I'm already in his slipstream here, so he shouldn't get away. And we are not even halfway through the race, so this seems like it will be significantly easier than the previous one. Don't worry, I'm not gonna dive bomb here. You still get to keep the lead for a little longer. Not too long though. Probably gonna overtake you on the straight. Because even if you have a faster speed than me, I think I enter the straight faster. Actually, okay, you can clearly see the comparison here. He has higher top speed. He's also pushing me out of the track casually. Like he wants to take revenge from that dive on in Tsukuba. Well, too bad for you, you know. He's now gonna stay there. These are the kind of races I like. Races where it's not guaranteed you're gonna win. But I feel like, I'm not sure, but if you do this on B-Spec, I think the AI that will take over your car is not gonna win. I don't think that's gonna be possible. I mean, at least if the AI drives like the AI that I have here as opponents, it's 100% not gonna win. Like, there is no way. So that's nice when a race that in this spec will be impossible to win, that you win it simply because you drive better than the opponents, and not because your car is way better than your opponents. That's always nice. Well, in fact, I'm pretty sure that probably any of the races that took place in those special events with Rally, if I did B-Spec on those, I probably also would have lost. Since my idea is not doing B-Spec at all, I don't really know what's gonna happen, what's gonna not happen, because I'm not gonna do it. So yeah. Now I'm assuming this championship are 5 races, right? Just in case it's 3, I'm gonna save stay there. And I'm pretty sure it's 5. Right? Hopefully. Well, for what I've seen, all the championships at this point of the game, well, not at this point of the game, any championship at all, it's either 5 or 10 races. I don't think there's anything in between. Okay, well, that's definitely not the last one. But since this one is the second to last one, most likely I will have to go back to the menu to save. So this is gonna be Hong Kong. Okay. Maybe I will start feeling Kael's salt here. Yes, a race that is not free, in a track like this one that is hard to drive, might cost me a lot to win. That's only if I do worse than the AI, which I still don't know if that will be the case. I think that so far Hong Kong reverse is the only... Oh, okay, never mind, no. Or... No, I didn't do this version of the track, right? I did the... No, I did the straight one. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say reverse is the only version I did, but no, not really. Oh, what the hell? That was an invisible wall that cucked me. Come on. Damn it. Well, it's fine. The first place is still very, very close. And there's 4 laps in total, so should be able to reach him assuming I don't make mistakes. And I don't think I'm gonna make mistakes so long as cars are not around. If anything, the hard part might be to overtake this guy. But okay, maybe I can make mistakes even with cars not around. It's very possible. Okay, maybe a win here will take a little. Maybe this is the start of my hate story with Hong Kong track, right? So I did see that the AI takes these super sharp corners very slowly, at least in comparison to how I take them. Yeah, even if that's the case, it's useless if in the other sections I cannot gain time as well. Oh, that corner sucks. Oh, that corner actually... I thought that... I mean, the invisible wall that happened on the previous lap didn't help, but... that corner is actually a death trap. Holy shit. Alright. Now I'm starting to put into question if I can reach the first place. Because with a mistake like that... might not be. Yeah, and that corner also is the second time that I crashed. So it seems like those 2 corners are made in hell. But it's also true that those 2 corners, we are taking them in reverse. I don't think they are that fucked up in the regular way. Might be wrong though. At least here I can definitely see myself being closer. Okay, I'm already here. Okay, no problem. We should panic for no reason. Well, maybe not. Maybe there was a good reason. Damn it. No, not over yet. Okay, this corner. I don't even know if taking the inner side will be a good idea. It's probably the... It's probable that the same thing that happened with the invisible wall in the first lap will happen again if I tried it. Oh wait, damn. I was out to the corner the other way. I mean, that's the thing that urban circuits have. If you don't know exactly what direction the next corner is gonna be, unless it's something like this where there's nowhere else to go, it's hard to tell what side you're supposed to go. Like, for example, here I could also think of steering to the right instead of doing this corner to the left, you know? It's fine. shaping up for a victory. I can definitely see the hate for this track the moment you pick a faster car. The moment you pick a faster car and you have to do corners like this. I mean, Kyle specifically mentioned LMPs. So that's crazy. Why would you do an LMP race in a track like this? Sounds like pure pain. You actually enjoy the pain. Obviously, if it's a required race, there's not much you can do. I mean, I'll probably have to do it as well. Okay. Well, that was a clean victory. But I wonder what the last track is gonna be. Will it be something like Tsukuba that was very hard, or will it be relatively, you know, peaceful? Right, remember to autosave here. I feel like if I really don't want to repeat the next race, considering that these are not free races, I feel like I should reset the game. I feel like that's the best idea I could do. Yeah, I think I will do it. If it was a championship where winning was free, but if I do the next race and I have to win it, you know, by driving well. So hold up, let me reset since it's already autosave. Let me reset the game real quick. Well, the game, and just in case the emulator as well. Because overall it's an emulator problem, so, you know, if I keep the emulator going and it's an emulator cache issue, you know. Let's see if with this it doesn't happen, because if with this the crash happens, that will be bad, you know. If even doing this the crash still happens, I wouldn't know what's the way to combat it. This is twin ring Motegi, but only the east part of the course. So you know what? Motegi has... Oh, I forgot the... Well, I hope that you don't mind the game being a little bit blurry, because I forgot to change the... You will see the game being blurry. I mean, but it is so hard to look at. It is actually hard to look at. I keep forgetting about that, but for some reason the game doesn't remember. But yeah, this is what happens when you play the game. I guess it's a good demonstration. For instance, my eyes after this are gonna be dead. That's the problem. That's the reason why I don't like it, because aside from looking ugly, it also makes my eyes... It fucks up my eyes, basically. This is what interscale resolution looks like in this game and with this emulator, differently from progressive resolution where it looks more clean. This is how it looks when it's not clean. honestly, with the bitrate, it might not even make a difference. Like, you might still see it with the same definition regardless. But to me, it's a day and night difference. Like, I wouldn't say this is unplayable because obviously you're seeing me play it, but it's unplayable for long periods of time. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm just doing it for this race, I will not be able to continue. It's extremely blurry. It's like you pick up someone else's glasses and you use them and you see everything blurry, of course, because you're not used to them and you don't need them. Well, that's how it looks to me, like extremely blurry. But I mean, at least it's good enough to still be able to tell where to brake and all of that, you know. Also, it's crazy the amount of variations that Twin Ring Motegi has in this game. Because you have the oval version, you have like the hyper short version, you have the full version, and then you have the east version as well. I even wonder if it will have a west version with only the other side of the track. It could be. If you ask me what are the specifics of interlace and progressive resolution, I have no clue. All I know is that in this specific game and with this specific emulator, interlace looks like shit, and progressive actually looks normal. Why is it not the default option? I don't know. What I don't know though is why it changes every time that you open the game, because every other setting stays the same. You know, for example, to change the camera like this, by default you press select, but I'm not used to that, so I change it to triangle. So that's something the game remembers. The game also remembers the unit choice. See, here I'm using kilometers per hour and not miles per hour, and it remembers that. But for some reason the screen configuration, it doesn't remember that. I think there is a patch that you can use, so every time you open the game, like, it automatically goes to progressive. Like, it's not a patch that you have to install manually, it's something that it's included in the emulator. But ideally I will rather not change things like that. Well, I think there is already a patch installed that makes the font of the UI go with the resolution, because I think that by default it doesn't look this good. Like, even in widescreen it looks all stretched out and shit. So I'm not sure if that's something that is enabled and that modifies the behavior of the game. If it does, well, I guess I could enable the other one since there's already one patch included. I mean, that one is enabled by default. I didn't manually enable it. If we will need to reset the game every time the last race of a championship is gonna show up, I think that enabling that patch will probably be for the best. least the last race, even though... No, I will say it is free. I was gonna say even though it's not as free as some of the other championships, but no, it is quite free. The only one that wasn't free is the Tsukuba Circuit one. You could also say that about the Hong Kong one, but in every race that wasn't the Tsukuba one, I basically overtook the first place already at like the second or third lap. But in the Tsukuba one, it only happened at the very end, so... I think the Tsukuba one is the only one you can say it was not free. It's also probably because it was the shortest race in the championship, so you didn't have enough time to catch up as you did in the other ones. But maybe I'm also wrong on that. Alright, so just to have an additional guarantee, gonna save state before crossing the finish line. And let's see if it crashes. I think it won't crash simply because I reset the game. And it's related to that. But we will see. We'll see here. No, it didn't crash, so I gotta assume that it's because I reset the game. I think that if I hadn't reset the game, it might have happened. But maybe not. Okay, I can change the options here. Please let me enable a progressive... Like, it's literally just this option. Like, the weird part, it even remembers the aspect ratio being 16:9, because by default it isn't. But it doesn't remember the resolution, I guess. Whatever. We won. By a lot. Well, it would be nice if the car reward that you get here is the one that is extremely small. Well, this one is extremely small, yeah. But is it... No, actually... I don't think this one is less than 3,400. In fact, it doesn't even look shorter than the one I use here. I could try checking if it's allowed. Wait, this Supercar Festival, I forgot about this one. I could have done this one today, but whatever. I wanna check that car first of all, which should be at the end. Oh, wait, where is it? Am I blind? I might be blind. Oh, here it is. Well, the issue is that even if it's allowed... Well, you can check here. I'm not gonna sell it, but... You can see the meter. Yeah, the dimensions... Okay, hold up. It actually qualifies. If it means... Like, yeah, the width, or, well, the length, rather, is below 3,400, so... This one will qualify for the beginner tournament. The problem is that it seems like it's absolutely slow as shit. That's the main problem here. Because it has racing tires. Well, can you install racing tires on this? I'm assuming... Because the restriction is not that it's a racing car. It's simply that it has... It doesn't have standard tire. Yeah, you... Can you? Well, it says... There is no Reddit. Buy? I don't think it counts as buying when you don't spend any money. But maybe I'm wrong. Problem is that I think they require no money precisely because... They are trash. But we will see. As I say, not many cars qualify for that event, so we cannot be getting too picky. Alright, so we have Driving Park, Tsukuba Circuit, and Driving Park. Nice. I mean, looking at the cars in the picture... Though, hold up. Those cars behind the one that is here, that is, by the way, the one I'm using, like, those cannot be smaller. Or small, just as small as that one. Like, they look way longer. Suzuki Wagon... Well, the Daihatsu, I know that it's probably an extremely slow car. We don't know about the rest. And this car is certainly not a good omen. I mean, the funny thing here is that this is the only racing car. You know? Everyone else is using a commute car. Now, if I had used this car for the all car championship, it wouldn't have worked at all. I can't believe that I'm gonna be beaten by that wagon, but it looks like it will be that case. Just like with many of the old cars, the issue with this one is that the acceleration is unfortunately dog shit. So the corner exit is very bad, but aside from that, well, the top speed is clearly better than every other car in this competition. Like, top speed wise, none of the other ones are better. But yeah, the corner exit is the one that suffers. At least this will be a close race. You know, that I didn't take him out of the track, don't worry about that. And this fuck. But I took myself out of the track here instead. That's a problem, because if the acceleration is already bad doing a normal corner, yeah. So I wonder how this thing will be with racing tires instead. Well, with a car that is this slow, will racing tires even make a difference? I mean, probably, but I don't see it being an extremely big difference. I just find it funny that the standard tires, you purchase them by a total of 0 credits. I mean, it's kinda like when you claim a free game on Steam. Technically, it's processed as a purchase. But on Steam, on Epic Store, or whatever your favorite storefront is. But yeah, it's as much of a purchase as that. So yeah, I guess technically a purchase, but like, come on. So the good thing, at least, is that I didn't have to waste money on buying like a super, you know, like a super slow car. Because, you know, with how exclusive events like this are, unless you are lucky with one of the rewards like this, you will need to purchase one yourself. Now, I'm surprised because this one doesn't look like it's smaller than the Renault that I use. And yet it is. Basically, all of the other cars in this event are absolute garbage. Like, they cannot be worse if they tried. But yeah. I should check something, because you know, I actually didn't remember if I put back the feed when I reset the game, so, you know. You never know when... that's something that happens sometimes. Like, I stop the OBS feed, and I forget to put it back on later. Happened a couple of times, not very often, but always a possibility. And this is a pretty funny looking car. I wonder if I hadn't picked this, if this will be a possible opponent. Well, I don't see why it wouldn't be a possible opponent even picking it. Like, keep in mind this is Tsukuba circuit, which means that, just like it happened with the previous championship, this one might be hard to win. Might be. I mean, I'm surprised because Tsukuba circuit is a very short track. So doing this in 3 laps, for example, I think it will be definitely shorter than the previous one. So, not sure what you're doing here. Seems like that wagon will be the leader one more time, but not enough to beat me. I gotta say that I like the way the unlocks in this game are. Like, you unlock something that allows you to participate in a race, in a, you know, series, and then you unlock something there that allows you to participate in another series. A very, very nice chain of unlocks. It's like you're playing a Metroidvania, you know? A Metroidvania where in order to get to a place you need something from a specific place, and that something gives you access to another place that also unlocks something to access another place. Well, this is kind of like that, like the unlocks of the cars are not linear. Obviously you don't need to do unlocks, you could manually purchase the cars, but you probably want to save the most amount of money possible for when you actually need to buy expensive cars, you know. This category should be mine. So there aren't that many beginner ones. Like, there is the FF one, and there is one that requires very specific cars, and I think that's it. Like, we will be done with the beginner, right? And the engine of this thing sounds like it's suffering. It's like it's crying out in help. Like, please put me out of my misery. This is what this poor thing sounds like. Well, and also feels like. Like, driving a car like this really, like, is asking to be put down. Yeah, don't worry, it's fine. I mean, unless there is a very specific competition that requires super old cars again, don't worry. Once we are done with these 3 races, I'm gonna put you in the garage and you are never coming back out. But then again, if there is another competition that requires an old car that is from the 60s, I already have the Skyline that is a way better car than this one. This one would only be useful if there is another lightweight turn, and maybe not even there, because if instead of length, what you qualify is weight, I'm pretty sure there are like at least 50 cars that demolish this one. But we will see. Well, I'm very curious to see what's the reward for winning this category here. Now this might look intimidating being 7 laps, but it is a very short track. A very short track though with some nasty corners, so might still be a problem. But we will see. Wait, I'm already being left behind on the Rolling Star, what the hell? I'm being scammed. Like, I'm clearly way behind everyone else. I can't believe that this is rigged even before the race starts. How is that possible? The game keeps rigging itself against me. Well, in this case, I understand. They need all the advantage they can get. I mean, after all, I have a superior car. This is one of those cases where it's not skill that wins, it's the car. I mean, I have a race car when everyone else doesn't. As simple as that. If I didn't manually change the tires, it will be using racing tires, you know. I got on the lead a lot faster than I expected. It seems that no matter what opponents I have, the amount of points that you always earn is 9. And I'm assuming that's because at this very low horsepower, it's not like there's much to gain, you know. If your idea is winning A-spec points, a competition like this one might not be the right place, you know? Yeah, don't worry. Also have to think about what to do tomorrow, because I don't wanna do the special condition events this soon. I would want to do something else, but that something else will be many things, and especially now that I have a lot more cars, I could probably do like a European event or an American one. Something like that. Something that I like about these old cars is how oftentimes the lights, whether they are the back lights or the front lights, have like a cross pattern for some reason. Not sure what the utility of that is, but I think it looks pretty nice. The Skyline had it on the rear lights, but this one has it in the front lights. I mean, I guess it's to better disperse the light, but I mean, wouldn't it be better if it didn't have anything instead? I don't know. Not an engineer after all. This one was the most free out of all of them. That's because I thought it had more like rougher corners, but not really. I'm not at this speed. With a faster car, those corners become a problem, but with this thing, it's like they are not even there. Okay, we got that. And that's the thing. What's gonna be the reward? What car could you possibly give me from a competition like this? Shineta, wait. Oh, the old Shineta. The Shineta is a car that, like, it's been produced, like, for a very long time. They are modern Shinetas. But this one apparently is an old one. Sure. Why not? So, of the beginner events, FF and these two are the remaining ones. But this one require a specific car. Well, and the convertibles only... I mean, that's the problem, dude. What do you mean convertible? Like, you mean with a removable ceiling, I think. But do I even have any of that? Because it's not like that's something that you can check just by looking at the name. Well, I mean, unless you are an ultra car enthusiast, but... I don't think any of this is like that. Though, the one that I just got... No, it isn't. No, I don't think any of this is... at all. All of these are... I think that's something that I will probably have to purchase, but... the issue will be purchasing it and knowing that I'm purchasing the right one. Right? That will be the issue. Alright, hold up. I wanna check. Like, I wanna do one more category before ending the stream. So, for example, this All-American Champ. Well, obviously you need an American. Wait, this one is shorter. Production car and US only. So, I mean, it's shorter, but it seems like it might be more tough. So, let's see. No, by country. USA. So, well, yeah, no, that's a special car. I could try this one. Though, judging by how that competition look, it might be too slow. This one might be more fitting. Well, not to mention this one is old. I could try this one. See how it goes. So that doesn't really look like a fast car at all. But... hey. As long as it can win... Wait, what do you mean that's not a production car? Is it because it's a concept car? So since it might not exist, it's not production? Is that the logic? In that case, I guess it will have to be this Ford. This Ford being old... oh, those, I don't know, maybe this one also doesn't count as a production car. Does it? Okay, this one is a production car. Something tells me by the kind of competition this is, it's not gonna be enough, especially being an old car. It looks like here you're gonna be against cars that are modern. No, I mean, if one of them is a Dodge Viper, there is no way this thing can keep up. Well, you can already tell by the points that you are given. By the non-existent points. Yeah. Good luck with that, bro. You can do it. So that's interesting that the level here, like, against the Dodge Viper, like, that's a very fast car. They obviously, this thing cannot compete. I'm not even gonna try. But, well, in that case, maybe I could try a European one instead. Because I thought I had more American cars, but apparently not. So, what European events do you have? British lightweight series. Oh, this one is with kilograms, so they can only be from the UK. You can see the list of cars, you can see the weight. I didn't mean to do that, though I guess that's a good way to do it. Like... unless Alpine is British, which I don't think it is. Well, you can filter it. Well, the Shinetta is, but this car is not gonna be enough to go anywhere, right? I don't think this thing is gonna be able to compete there. Might as well try. I mean, it's a big license thingy, so I don't expect it to be super hard, but... Well, in fact, you can see a Shinetta there. Look, we might as well try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it's the only car that fulfills the requirement. And, well, there is another Shinetta here. I don't like that 98-point race, though. But yeah, it seems that this is not an out-of-place car. It just seems that there is an out-of-place car here that will demolish everyone. Which one is that, so I can blacklist it? Probably the orange one. So even against the other ones, this Shinetta is not going anywhere. I don't think this Shinetta will go very far. Another thing I could do is technically grab a car. Well, I don't know if you're allowed to do weight modifications though. Because if you're allowed to make weight modifications, I could grab a heavier car, and by installing weight upgrades, technically it should be allowed though. I think there was only one that was slightly above a ton. Like 1,000 kilograms. I don't think that's gonna work. Those guys are a little bit far. I could also install a turbo in this Shinetta, but I don't see it being useful to invest money in this thing. This race is not gonna happen. Yeah. That's a shame. It's a shame, especially because I had one that is part of the opponents. Hold up. Maybe there's another one I could do. 1,000 miles. Wait, is this an endurance? What is this? Okay. Well, that's... And this is a championship even. Like, in Le Mans and Nürburgring, this is crazy. I think the idea of doing all of the regional races is already out of the window very quickly. I was not expecting an endurance, a shams car like that. Holy shit. Well, if that's the case, I guess I should instead focus on the professional ones. Damn, that was brutal. See, for example, this Boxer Spirit thing, I will have to purchase one of those. Well, I could get the Impreza, for example, that STI. So it's a very specific one. STI SPC. That one in particular. Simply because I want to do an event before, you know, like another event before finishing the stream, but maybe it's a bad idea. This one? I think it is that one. I'd say STIC. in particular, right? And well, then you go to the rally car. It's not that expensive, so you know, might as well. Though, what are the other options? Cause maybe I would prefer to get a European one so I can compete in other events. Hold up. You can also do a Porsche or Volkswagen. So essentially, Germany versus Japan here. Well, I could try one of those. 3400S or RGT or a random Volkswagen. Well, the Volkswagen might not be bad, I guess. So Germany. Yeah. They have to call it roof because they don't have the rights. Well, it's one or the other. You don't have too much to choose. Problem is that these are expensive. Like very well. I mean, it's Porsche. It is meant to be expensive. Yeah, maybe not. And the other one was a Volkswagen. Which Volkswagen? Did I already pass it? Remember this one, right? Say the Bora. Was it that one? So at the same time, if you compare it to the other ones, there is no way you are gonna win. It seems like you will need to get the Porsche. If those are opponents, I guess there is no way. Maybe after all, I'm not gonna be doing a single event. I thought it was gonna be easier to get at least one more, but I guess not. I mean, there is also this one that you can only pick between a couple. For example, I could try the... well, this, except for the Toyota, all of these are American, so it doesn't make a difference there. Right, how the Chevrolet is SSR or Silverado concept? Let me check. Would be funny if I had one of those and I didn't realize that I'm purchasing something for no reason, but it's fine, don't worry about it. No, it's probably a new one. Well, the Silverado is not available. So, and the SSR is this one. I wonder if any of this is FF. I will assume not, but yeah, I guess I could get that. I wish there was a way to keep the screen of the requirements while you are shopping, but you could also take a screenshot. The other one is Ford SVT Lightning or Dodge Ram something something. Okay, Laramie and Lightning, those are the keywords. Laramie and Lightning. One of them is Ford. Lightning is this one. It's also FRA. I mean, these are supposed to be like pickup trucks. Like that's probably the idea behind that competition. And the other one was... wait, what brand was it? I already forgot because my memory is dog shit. Chevrolet, right? It's say. No, I mean, yeah, the SSR, no, it was a Dodge. I mean, stupid memory. The way isn't Dodge here? Isn't Dodge American? Oh, it's there, sorry, my bad. I'm also blind on top of having bad memory. So, the thing about the SRT, no, it's this one, the Laramie. Well, what's the horsepower? 345. versus 379, and the fact that it's cheaper. Well, I think I'm getting this one. I might as well get it in blue. You know, the classic Ford blue. I don't think you can use this thing in any other competition though. That's one of those competitions that just require a very specific car, so... I wonder if... I don't think this counts as convertible, right? I don't think it is. Okay, let's just do that. Would be pretty sad if I already had one of these cars and I didn't realize. If I do, so be it. So, I mean, it's not even... That's the thing. Winning this is not even gonna give you enough money to recover the money you should spend. Which is quite sad, but, you know... It is what it is. So, here... There shouldn't really be any opponent that is out of line here, since the pool of opponents has to be the same every time. Yeah, I don't think that winning this is gonna be hard, though the one that is in first place is the same one that I'm using, or is it another one? I mean, it's a Ford. Yeah, it is the same Ford. Well, considering that this is a beginner event, not like I expect it to be hard. I would assume that that concept car is one that I could have probably, or in fact, something tells me that concept car I have it. After I'm done with this category, I wanna double check. Because I might have purchased this, this pickup truck for absolutely no reason. You know? I might have wasted money for no reason, because like that red thing that is behind me, that is supposed to be the concept car, I feel like I got it as a reward once. And if I didn't get that, it was something similar, but if I did get that one, I just basically threw money to the trash, because I'm assuming that this car is no longer gonna be useful after this event. There might be a specific American one, an American event that might need it, maybe not. Probably not. And actually, I thought it was gonna be the same car that I'm using that will keep the lead, but it's actually that one. So even a bigger reason to use it in case I have it. Like, it's a Chevrolet. Like, that's the concept car, I'm pretty sure. At least on the right side, it means that these races are gonna be interesting, as winning is not guaranteed, but there is one of them that is extremely behind though. If you decided to pick that one, you will be in trouble unless you install a turbo or something. Also, this is the first car I purchased, by the way. Like the first non-used car I purchased. A little bit sad, I gotta say, to be a pickup truck that I'm not gonna use again, but hey, at least it looks pretty, you know? Differently from the thing that I have behind, this one looks like a very pretty pickup truck. And not something I would associate with racing ever, but it's a very nice looking pickup truck. So essentially, there are only two... Uh-oh, this might be bad, because this guy is faster than me. So if I don't block him on the straight, he's gonna win. Okay, it's time to use this camera. I need to. I need to use this camera to block. I mean, I could also use L1, but this is more effective as you can also look in front of you. But you can see that differently from games like Ridge Racer. If you attempt to block, they won't crush you. Like, they stay behind. So the SSR is actually the one that is doing terribly. And that was one of the ones that, well, obviously one of the ones I was looking into since it's one of the only options, but gotta be glad that I chose this one. Well, as you can see, the monetary reward is garbage, so you are never gonna make the money back just by doing this. Like, you threw the money to the trash. But yeah, I mean, it's necessary, because you need to beat all the beginner tournaments. Though, the thing that I saw on that European one was like a low blow. Like a blow straight to the gut. The fact that there is an endurance inside one of them, because that means that there is absolutely... I'm not gonna complete all of those. I mean, so far beginner and professional are still on the menu. Well, I might also not be able to complete the ones from... how it's called? The missions. Like, I started today with the missions and I got obliterated. That might not happen either. Sorry. So, the fast guy is the one in front of me. So, are these the only pickup trucks in the game? I'm assuming that if the tournament is all pickup trucks, and these are the only ones that you are allowed to select, that they are the only ones. Well, you could say they are too many already in a game more oriented towards racing, but yeah, why not? This one, the Dodge, is the other one I was looking at. I like the one I have more. Like, visually, I think it's the best looking one out of the 5. So even if it wasn't for the horsepower, if I only had to pick them because of appearance, I would pick this one, regardless. I mean, the problem with the Dodge is that the rear doesn't look bad, but the front, with those weird lines, and the fact that it's so tall, I just feel like it's ugly. It's whatever. Also, there's something weird. I don't know if this is a model error or if it's supposed to be something. You see the rear of this car, the part where it says Ford. Like, below that there is a weird blue light that probably shouldn't be there. But since the camera doesn't go any further, I cannot really tell what's supposed to be. Like, it kinda looks as if it was a neon light, you know? No, actually, what I think is happening is... No, it's actually the reflection. It's just that it looks as if it was transparent. That is part of the body of the truck. I think that, well, it's probably the reflection. It feels like it's more of a transparency bug than anything else. I don't think that the reflection is supposed to look like that. Oh, and the concept truck is back. I gotta remember, Chevrolet Silverado. I wanna check if I had this one as a reward. Because the only way to have it is as a reward. So it's possible that one of the multiple rewards I got was that one. And if it was, well, I can say that it was money not well spent. I should have checked the garage first, actually. Though it would be nice if one of those events that require a specific type of car, when you try to enter, instead of telling you, no, your current car cannot participate, instead it tells you, well, you have an available car in your garage, do you wanna pick it? And then it opens like a pop-up with all the cars that fulfill the requirement, and obviously if there's only one. Oh wait, this might be bad. The Silverado is actually starting in first place. I don't think I can reach him, because I think that in every other race the Silverado wasn't first at the beginning. But him being first here might be bad. Well, we will see. I could have done that so much faster if it wasn't for that asshole. Come on. Get out of the way. Yeah, if these guys don't let me pass, the Silverado is gonna get away even harder than it would otherwise. Because the fact that it will run away will happen even if these guys were not in front of me. Yeah, with these guys disturbing me, it's even worse. Yeah, I don't know if I'm reaching that guy. I think he's gone. And I'm still gonna try. It's too early to give up. What the hell is this stoner song? That's not important now. Focus on the track, damn it. I mean, the issue is that a track like this has a lot of straights, and this car is clearly faster than everyone else. So that's the issue. He will get a lot of advantage, no matter what, in a track like this. I deserve that. I deserve losing speed there because I went for a very dirty overtake. Promise that is probably gonna cost me the race. Hold up, I can probably gain a lot of speed in this chicane. It's the speed that I wasn't allowed to get in the first lap. See here, judging by the distance, this is less distance than in the first lap, so theoretically I should be able to reach him again and perhaps overtake him before the end. I am clearly closer this time. I also have Slipstream, but since he's faster, it's not gonna last that long. Also, it's incredible how all of the other guys fell behind so badly. They are not even trying. Fuck, that corner always fucks me up no matter what. And not just with this car, with any car. It's a cursed corner. Looks like a very similar situation to the previous lap, so if I cannot overtake him before the final corner, I don't think it's happening. But at this rate it will happen on the final corner. Oh, that's fine. So be it. At least I'm actually closer. Okay. Yeah. I got a block though, probably. Well, the finish line is not that far in this trail. It might be far enough for this guy to reach me. No, actually it isn't. Okay. Nice. Well, that was a cool race. I mean, I guess if I was using the concept car, these races wouldn't have been that interesting, as I probably would have won without trying. But this was cool, I gotta say. I mean, it's a shame that I'm probably never gonna use this pickup truck ever again. But that's the real sad part. But hey, it was an enjoyable set of races. Oh, you actually unlock the Silverado here. So basically it would have been impossible to have it before this. Well, maybe not impossible, but no, I don't think they will reward you the same thing twice. There was no way. So the only things remaining on beginner are the FF challenge and the convertible one. So yeah, well, that's something I will have to worry some other time. But yeah, I will think about what I'm gonna do tomorrow, because I don't have any concrete idea. I might do that championship in professional that requires like a faster than 495 horsepower car. I might do that one. I will have to know what car to pick. But yeah, in any case, that's it for me for today. So thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream. So have a good one and take care.